Hello, hello, hello. This is Private Talk Podcast with Alexis, Texas. And today we have an After Dark episode. And I'm excited because this is our first threesome on the After Dark episodes. Ooh. And we are here at Patreon. So we can do whatever we want to do. I've got two sexy ladies, Private Talk After Dark, and I hope that you are just as excited as I am. We have the lovely Caitlin Bell and Miss KARMEN Karma. Get to know you guys a little bit better. I've seen your social medias from afar, but because I don't shoot anymore, I don't really get to see like the inner nitty gritty things of all the sexy things you ladies are doing. So that's why I wanted to bring you here on Private Talk so we could talk about all of these things and let us know what you've been up to and all those sexy things. So Caitlin, tell us a little bit about yourself and see what you've been up to.
Hi, Caitlin Bell here. I started in the industry about a year ago, started in September here in LA. I wish I would have known about the industry way long time ago because...
Were you locked in a closet? I mean, there's porn everywhere. I mean, maybe not just like, I mean, the internet nowadays, it's just like, it's very accessible.
Exactly.
So what did you not know about porn? Just the fact that how easily maybe you could get into it, or the fact that there was just porn existed at all?
I just didn't know that it was so business oriented. I thought, there's always these horror stories that people talk about, but it has been like the best experience I've ever had. And I was engaged for a long time and was an escort. So I never thought about porn until COVID hit and I got recruited off Twitter.
Yeah. Okay, that's an interesting dynamic of things because it's like, is it like, did your fiance limit you from not doing those things because you were a sexual person? You said, you were an escort, so he knew that you were having sex and you knew how to do that. So it's like, was it because it was just where maybe it was more controlling and that you couldn't really expand, or do you have an insight on that?
So I wasn't an escort when I was engaged to him. I was just living this rich girl lifestyle.
Oh, so after him.
And he was extremely controlling, and he was having fun at the strip clubs while I was stuck at home being a housewife with no friends or family. So when I finally decided to leave him, I started working at the strip club that he used to frequent.
In spite of him, you're like, bitch, if you're not taking me with you, I'm fucking gonna strip myself. It's funny how that works because there's a lot of girls that do things where it's like, for like, not really, I wouldn't say envious, but like to be spite of, because it's like, oh, okay, motherfucker, like I'm a hot, sexy bitch. I could do the same fucking thing and you're gonna limit me? Not today. So did you see him at the strip club?
No, he never stepped foot in that strip club again. And I started dancing for 2 months. And in those 2 months, I was able to afford an apartment and a car. And then I met a patron in there who was like, you would be really good at escorting. And I said, you're absolutely crazy. He's like, well, let me hook you up with one of the top escorts in Atlanta. That's where I was living. And she taught me everything I knew. And I realized that I was made for the sex industry.
What is everything you know when you say that? What is some things that you kind of taught, like, or you were taught that you probably already kind of knew, but she kind of enhanced out of you?
How to screen clients and how to stay out of getting into trouble and potentially getting hurt. I've had of course it hasn't been a walk in the park, but I have not had a bad experience where it's traumatized me. It's actually made me feel more empowered than I ever have in my life.
Is it because you have a community with this woman that you're speaking of, or how do you give maybe some tips to some people that you can stay safe or you can be in those environments and not be as risky as some people may get out to be?
Yeah, so if you, anything that you're doing, if you find the person that isn't a mentor, they can definitely lead you down the right path so that you don't get into trouble. Just meeting her changed my life. We don't speak anymore, and now I'm in the porn industry. But the thing that's different about the porn industry and escorting is when you're an escort, you're pretty isolated by yourself. You do have escorting friends that you talk to and verify clients through. But as far as like a community now in porn, I actually have coworkers that I can talk to and bitch about our days. When in escorting, I was very isolated. But it did help.
What is some complaints about bitching about your day in a porn set?
Probably the ones that last 9-10 hours. Which don't happen as often as I thought they would, but it's exhausting being on set that long.
And you said you've been in the business for how long?
It was a year, June 26th.
girl, sit in, you buckled that seatbelt. It's a long ride. Nowadays, I feel like it's not as bad as like, the long hour type sets because of platforms like OnlyFans and things like that. So it is kind of different. But I mean, I can remember being on those types of sets like very far too many days where it's just like, you know what, this may not be the company for me. And I really didn't shoot a lot of those types of scenes either. Like I was in this kind of like cameo type things, but I didn't like that stuff. Like to me, that wasn't what I wanted to do, or wasn't I didn't get to showcase my sexuality how I wanted to for those types of films. Right. So for me, I was very more in the gonzo world of things. And I was just like, you do like Pretty Girls, you do a little tease, you crawl it back, then you crawled everywhere, and and then you fucked. And it was straight to the point, and what I loved, because it was just, for me, sex was art. It was how I wanted to express myself, how I wanted people to see me, and like I felt like that was the most beautiful light to bring it to. So sex was always a really exciting thing for me.
And learning new things from these talents has been refreshing.
So how did you have a very active sex life prior to? Because you said you were engaged. Like you kind of seem like you're a relationship type of one-on-one partner. Did you have a crazy sex life before?
No, well, I've always been a sexual person. I realized that, but
with your partner.
But with him, I tried to be, but I was young and very influenced.
Young, dumb, and full of cum. We do a lot of
exactly
things, girl.
So I was actually not as sexual as I could have been because he was so controlling. But after I left him, I'm one of those people. You
felt the clothes peeling off when you're like running naked through the fields?
I'm definitely not a faithful person, and I don't.
But
I'm
you're
very
not
honest.
A faithful person.
No.
Is it because of prior things that happened before, or is this just something that you just can't commit?
I just can't commit. I can fall in
love. So how are you engaged if you can't commit? You're gonna cheat on your husband the whole time?
Oh no, see, I was 20 something.
Or does he like that?
I'm always very honest with every single person that I date about what I do. So I don't keep it a secret, and I tell them.
But hold on, because it's one of those things where we're like, oh yeah, we're just gonna fucking have no feelings, but then people have feelings, and you could set the guidelines of whatever you want to say, and say, I'm a cheater. If you want to fuck me, you're just gonna have to know that I'm gonna cheat on you, and you have the choice to say whatever. But the problem with that is that we always think like, oh, they'll change. I'll be the one to change them.
That's exactly what's been happening to me over and over again. But I'm not changing. This is who I am.
Do you only date men?
Now I do, yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm over the 20-something-year-olds. I'm definitely 40s and up kind of girl.
40s and up kind of girl. Okay, how old are you?
I'm 37.
Okay. I like that. I think that sometimes, with me, I started in the industry when I was 21. So for me, like I made the joke of young, dumb, and full of cum. I've said that from the beginning. Once I had sex, it was like Pringles. Once you pop, you just can't stop. I was like, I want to do more. Like, what are we doing? And it was just like, it enhanced that. But I also, too, as I've evolved in the adult industry and just as being a woman, there's been moments of times of where you feel like you don't, or myself was like, where you aren't as sexy as people think that you are on the outside, but you don't feel that way.
Right.
Like at one point, I feel like I lost my femininity of like being a sexual being that I am, which is crazy because I've known as a sexual person. But it seems like with you and your relationship first is what did that, and then porn kind of elevated you out of this like beautiful like butterfly out of a cocoon type of thing.
And porn has helped me finesse my talents in escorting.
A little hustler over here. I like it.
It's a walk in a park now. It's just because I'm dealing with these talents that are absolutely incredible at what they do. So a civilian, as we call them. I love that you guys have named them that. It's easy now.
It's funny. It is what we say that is. Yeah. So we don't want to ignore our other guests. We have our threesome, and to the other third party, and our guest is KARMEN Karma. How are you, my lovely love?
I'm amazing.
Have you two ladies had sex with each other?
We have not.
We have not. We just met today.
Yeah,
we just met today. Okay.
But we found out we both live in Vegas, so.
Yes. Did I maybe just made something happen? A little content trading going on over here. All right, tell us about your career, where you are in your path, and tell a little bit more about yourself.
So I started in porn when I was 21 as well. I think it was like 2012. And I remember I actually joined my agency. Like I was looking at their website and you were on it. So it's like, well, yes, it was.
Thank you,
I won't say much more about that, but
so you had a bad experience.
I did have a bad experience.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It was fun though because I got to like live in one of his houses, with all the girls and do the whole party.
Do you want to talk about the bad experience?
I mean, I'm an open book. Like I'm.
Well, let's talk about it.
So
Where's my button? Found it. I found that fucking button.
I want the truth.
I want the truth. Yes, you said that we were on the same agency.
Yes.
For me, this is how I feel, and I have no judgment. This is an open platform, and for me, is I want the truth. This is why it's a private talk, it's a private conversation, but everybody goes through their own things. For me personally, Derek has been nothing but a good agent to me. He's done nothing to me, whatever. But I also am a different type of person than a lot of people in the industry. Not taking that away from anything saying that, but I also didn't put myself in situations where he could be possibly allowed to make me do or teeter me to something else that I wouldn't really want to do.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
no,
So,
I got you.
Back to that. But yeah, no, I definitely want to know your side because, you know, you hear all kinds of things with social media nowadays. People could say anything. It doesn't mean it's true. It's like throwing a rock and running away and being like, oh, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But I want to know your truth.
It wasn't like this terrible story, but basically I lived in one of his houses, so of course, you know, I have to pay him rent, and
But that's not unusual.
Yeah. I wasn't one. You know how? Do you know that the girls were like, "Daddy Derek"? They called him Daddy Derek, and
I mean,
that.
I call him Daddy Derek.
Do you? Okay.
But
So-
not because he's ever been my daddy. Like,
Right.
I mean, I fucked him in a scene a long time ago, and it was very self-satisfying for me because a lot of reasons. We'll get back to that story another time. But it was because, in a sense, like, he's all these girls' daddy. Like, if anything, I will say is what I respect him as a man is that he puts up with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I've sometimes questioned myself, should I join an agency? Because, you know, I'm a big women's activist type of person where it's like I want our women to feel heard and seen, and not that a man just has to tell us what to do and what types of scenes. And so I respect that, but at the same time, is that comes with a lot of problems, and it comes with a lot of like responsibilities. If I should change that, not problems, responsibilities that I wasn't personally willing to take on.
Yeah.
So Daddy Derek could have it.
Daddy Derek. So basically, like that whole thing, like I feel like the girls that did what he wanted them to do.
But you're saying that they're calling him Daddy Derek because they're fucking him at night, and they're probably not paying rent. They're probably doing whatever, and they're probably sucking Daddy Derek's dick.
So I came into it with my best friend who did do all those things, and she, you know,
her name?
Well, I think everyone knows. Like me and her, we were dating. Adriana Cheche.
Okay.
We both left our first agent and went with him.
Okay.
And she was more so down to do those types of things, and I wasn't. Like I was like more in my party mode. I didn't want to escort.
Yeah.
And that was something like at first I was like really scared because I was just thinking like, oh my God, he's gonna kill me. Like the guys are gonna kill me. And because I wasn't like a yes man and like the yes daddy, therefore I felt like I was kind of being punished because directors were hitting me up on like on Twitter at the time and being like, I'm trying to book you and Derek says you're not available. Yes. So then I stopped getting work, but I'm living in his house, so I'm owing him money. So how am I going to give him the money? I have to do the escorting. So I got out pretty quickly from that agency just because I felt like I had to.
Good for you.
Yeah.
But the thing is that's what I think is what's beautiful is that like just because I didn't go through that experience doesn't mean that didn't happen to you. And for sure, like what works for me doesn't work for you. And those other girls calling Daddy Derek.
Yeah.
But what's great is that being a strong, independent woman and being like, you know what? I still love sex, but this just isn't for me, and I want to do it this way. And you know, we're adults, and we have options to leave.
Yeah.
The shitty part is like sometimes that comes with, oh well, she's difficult, or oh she's this, and because of someone's ego, now it's the retaliation part, and that's the part I don't like. So
yeah, and you know, with me, honestly, I didn't want to do it because I felt like I had to do it. So I did end up dabbling in escorting, like down the line.
So you're a rebel with no cause.
Yeah, I'm like,
got it.
Yeah,
I'm
like you want me to do it. Like now, I'm not gonna do it because you're like I feel forced, and I don't like feeling forced in situations.
For sure, I feel like I'm a rebel without a cause, so I definitely understand where that is. I'm like, you told me at what time you want me to do it? 11:02. Okay, I'll be there 11:07. Thank you.
Out of spite. Yep.
and not because I can't do it. It's just because I want to do it my way. And I don't like being told what to do. Never have, never will. Maybe one man. I mean, no, probably not. Let's not put this up.
Don't get crazy.
I'm about manifestation, but I'm also about like equal opportunity. For me, it's about respect. It's about how you carry yourself and what the boundaries that you set and that you implement in your not only your life and relationships personally, but businesses too. Yeah. And sometimes I think that you know, like what you said is like how this business is so, you know, business oriented. It can be, but it can also not be. And it depends on where you fall in that category of which direction you're going to go into. Because
totally.
I started when I was 21. You started when you were 21. I've always said from the beginning is that I think 21 should be the age to enter the industry, because 18, yes, you're legal, but you have no idea. And not that at 21 did I know that much more, but I had more life experience. That at 18, when people put shiny things in front of you, if it's money, alcohol, drugs, dick, pussy, whatever the fuck it is, you're like, okay, let me just try it, because you don't know. And sometimes in these highly like educated, not I mean educated in the word, but highly like sexual, you know, situations that we sometimes get into in the industry, you don't know what to do. You don't know how to speak up for yourself. You don't know how to set the boundaries. You don't know to be like, hey, but she's doing it and she's my friend and it's not bad for her, so why is it bad for me?
Yeah.
But again, that's where it's like tomato, tomato. You could like carrots and you can fucking hate them. Like, you know, the thing is, this business, what I loved from the beginning was we all have a choice. We all have a choice to put on our no list what we don't want to do, what companies we don't want to work for, what people we don't want to work for. But you have to have your voice and know you have that voice to tell your agents, to tell whoever the fuck's trying to book you that this is what it is.
And that's hard when you're younger too. Like, I feel like I said yes or just went along with so many things on set, like with directors, with my agent when I was younger. Even like, it took me until I was like 28.
How old are you? You talk like you're
30.
very old.
I'm 30.
Okay.
But like I just started realizing.
That's acceptable to be like you feel like you're old. I think 30 is like when you're like, okay.
It's a new decade, you know?
For sure. I mean, yeah, it definitely is like one of those things where you feel like, okay, in your 20s, I didn't really know so much. Now I have experience and like now it's like this. And not only that, but I also have a voice and I have a say and I can do whatever the fuck I want to do.
Yeah, you want to people please when you first get into to make people happy. Like at least I did. Like I felt like I wanted everyone to think I was so good on set and like I'm down to do anything, and now I'm like able to finally say I don't want to do.
But I think that's funny that you say that you think. I think you're naturally a people pleaser. I don't think totally that it came from the industry. I think that's what your interpretation of what the industry, what you thought we needed from you. Yeah. When at the end of the day, if you would have just came out however you wanted to bring yourself, you're beautiful, you're sexual, you're of all these things that have great qualities that didn't need to be pleased because someone wanted you to do something. You know what I mean? Like you came up to show up for yourself. And that's where I think that the growing part comes from. Now we're 30. Now we're, you know, let's do things a little bit differently. Yes, I'm sexual. Yes, I'm doing all these things, but how can I really, let's be financially smart about it. Let's do, you know, what's the outcome? So what are you have going on right now? You said you're in Vegas. Are you shooting actively for other companies? Are you only doing your OnlyFans?
So I am doing only my OnlyFans now. I couldn't imagine, like, I would have to be, the amount of money you can make on OnlyFans versus like one day on set is just like incomparable right now for me. So, you know, I've been investing my money the last couple of years. So I was able to buy a house.
Can you tell us the substantial difference
of something
that would be like that? Because most people here on Private Talk, people hear, the thing is this, and this is why I like to educate people, and that we communicate with, you know, sex workers and everybody has different OnlyFans now that aren't sex workers. But it's, everyone gets to say like, oh, you have OnlyFans, you make so much money. And some people do, and some people don't. But it's also a job. You sit there and you make content just like these other companies were doing. But what does that compute to? Like, you don't have to give us an exact dollar amount, but from like being on a set to where it's like your time where you could be on your own set.
Yes, completely. So that's like
because sometimes I hear the things and I'm just like, I get where you're coming from a financial status, and I get where it is from a time consuming status. But at the end of the day, too, being in porn was made from these companies. Porn were made popular and noticeable for us to be able to be sex workers and do all these things. So I don't perform actively now. I don't know where I would sit in that field if I'm like, do I want to work for them because they're making more money off me, or do I not? Yeah.
So mine is like thinking about being on set all day long and then you shoot. So say like I did an anal scene and I made $2,000 just to have like a simple number. I would have to do, so say I did anal all 30 days of the month. So that would be what, $60,000. This last month I brought home $200,000. Okay. So, and I own this content that I can sell for how long?
In multiple different ways.
Yeah. So for me, it's like, I love like the glam of like going to set and like doing all that and how it looks on those trailers. I love the trailers. It's not that I don't like other companies. It's like I'm spending all this time and I can't resell that. I get that $2,000. But if I did content with the girl, I can sell that on different platforms for the rest of my life. So for me, seeing like that comparison, like I would do like a shoot for fun maybe, but it's like, it's
is there
incomparable.
A particular company, let's say that, is there a particular company that you would say like, you wouldn't mind to do that once, like say once a month? And
I love Brazzers.
Okay.
Yeah,
Brazzers is
fun.
it's fun.
Yeah.
You get to like act out different stuff, but then also like I love Jules Jordan, like how you get
Jules
like
is awesome.
super slutty and
you
like
love him or you love his dick?
I've never had his dick.
His dick's pretty good.
But
Yeah.
he delivers good.
I did an anal scene outside of that balcony with him.
Did you really?
I like the way he dresses
Iconic.
us too.
Yeah. Yeah, the fishnets
His
and all the
outfits are
stuff.
always so cute.
He's definitely one of those people that it's for me, like the definition of porn, like he brought like the very like sexual, sexy eroticism of like showcasing women
Right.
Oh,
in
yeah.
a beautiful way, but like making you sexually satisfied.
Yes.
You know what I mean? From start to finish. Because he like gets off to that. Like he's definitely
Yes.
a cuckold. He likes to like, he'll
I
sit
can
there and probably jerk
tell.
off.
I can tell, but like the teases he
Good old
showcases
Julie.
the women are so good. Like
It's just when you have that art of like the mind of the pervert, it's just, you can't go wrong. It's just like, it just comes out of you. One way or the
Yeah.
other. It just comes out of you.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Johnny Darko's like that. Like Johnny Darko is enjoying like
His was always like
watching-
the hand and he's like pushing you, like he's directing like
He's so into
Get
it. But it makes for a good scene because he wants to like pour that, what was that stuff called? It's like fake, it's like lube stuff like you put in your mouth and like get your face fucked and it's just drooling out of you. Spunk.
What is in your mouth?
Spunk. He like pours spunk in your mouth. I think that's what it was. And it's just like, I love when the director's into it. Yeah, it looks like fake cum kind of.
Is
but
it
he'll
like a
pour it in the
water
mouth.
and like in Cetaphil type of situation or what?
I feel it's just
'Cause
like
that's
a
how
bucket.
we fake cum, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it looks like fake cum, but then he'll just like open your mouth and pour it in your mouth and then fuck your mouth and it makes this like drool slobber everywhere. And
He's
just get
fucking your
nasty.
mouth?
Yeah, he has.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever worked for Johnny Darko?
I have not. Not
Nice.
yet.
You would
What
like
type of
that.
scenes are you into or that you like really get off to? You're newer into the industry. You know, you have someone who's been in the industry for a really long time who kind of like found her, you know, sexual calling, what she like owned her, what she wants her path. Like, where do you see yours going?
So I was kind of crazy. Before I entered the industry, I was terrified of women. I've had like my threesomes, but there was always another guy involved.
You've had threesome or you haven't?
I have.
Okay.
But there was always another guy involved. And
So
I
you never
wasn't-
fucked the girl. You were just fucking them together.
Yeah, pretty much.
Y'all
But
probably
then-
kissed and it was like,
Exactly. But now I'm like full on, you know, licking pussy. And I actually don't do my nails anymore because...
You like it. Yeah.
so when
Because
I
I'm
asked you
shooting-
earlier and then I said, do you date men or women? You said only men now. Did you date a woman in the past?
So I would never date a woman, but I do enjoy fucking them.
Okay, so you want to take her home, but you want her to leave.
Yes, exactly. I don't think I could ever be in a relationship with a female. But
And why is that?
Just because I love dick so much.
What if you were in a
and
poly relationship?
That's why I said I think like I'm not faithful.
And you're not cheating. You're not cheating. You're fucking one or the
It's
other.
an open relationship.
Yeah.
there you
Maybe
go.
this is something that
Loophole.
she could be good for you.
I haven't found the girl yet.
Well, and that's okay. I think that it's like the great thing is exploring
Right.
and not stopping until you get what you're really fully satisfied with. Because that's what I really feel like. Why when you say, "Oh, you're always a cheater," it's because someone hasn't sexually like satisfied you to allow you to be who you are and to be seen as you and let you do what you want to do. Because people shouldn't be told what to do. We're all human. People are gonna cheat when they want to, regardless of how good of a person you are or whatever the fuck it is. There's always gonna be a reason.
Yeah.
But if you're allowed to be who you are and you're not settling sexually or in just in life, then you're winning because you'll have that fulfillment.
That's what
totally
I'm looking
agree.
for. That's no one's ever gonna sway me to be exactly who I am now. 'Cause
Talking to the camera and ask for your manifest who you want, girl.
I've been manifesting every day, and being around people in the industry has made it. I see people in couples and these, you know, really good relationships, And I know that it's possible, and you can be loved for exactly who you are. And I am going to do that. I'm not settling. And my relationships get shorter and shorter because I start seeing the red flags, and instead of prolonging the relationship.
Just make sure the dick doesn't get shorter and shorter.
Oh my God.
We want to make sure
I'm definitely a jaded, I mean, not jaded, but
it's okay if you're
jaded. Porn dick has changed my life.
It's okay. When I first got in the industry, I was a sexual person. I loved, like, I had a condom bowl in college or whatever. And then when I started having porn sex, I was like, oh, this is different.
Way better.
And then it was like, back then, like, I was shooting 5-7 days a week. And you learn to take it. It's just like riding a bike.
But still, like, having porn sex, first, you could be having sex with the same talent, but off camera, it's completely different than it is on camera.
Do you have a porno boyfriend?
Yeah,
you do. Don't lie to us. A couple. Please tell us your roster.
I will not call them boyfriends, but I definitely have.
They're porno boyfriends. See, when you say porno boyfriends, it's like talent boyfriends that she could fuck on and off camera.
Yes. It's like, just having a first date every time.
Hey, give it to us.
Because you don't have to hide it.
Who's on your roster? Give us 2. Who are you fucking on and off set?
Tyler Nixon.
He's so cute.
He is so cute. And Alex Mack. Yeah.
I know none of these names. I'm sorry, men.
They I know Tyler is like always plays like the younger.
Yeah. He looks super young, but
do you have like a mommy fetish, like because I could see like being like the mom's, not like a real life, but like stepson type thing. You know how they have like back then, I don't know if Naughty America even exists anymore, but they used to have like a stepmom like brother thing. Do you like the young boy thing?
So I never had so many children in my life, but I actually have no children in my real life. But yeah, being a MILF, people are like, does that bother you? And I'm like, no, it's actually, I get to explore my sexuality with these young 20-year-olds.
So you do a lot of MILF
all
porn.
the time, yeah. I'm always I'm a MILF. Yeah, that's what I am.
I am a MILF.
And I'm totally fine with it.
But I think that's crazy because in real life, one, you're fucking not, again, I mean, you're 37 and people have kids at every fucking age, so it doesn't really matter. And that's what the MILF aspect is. But you said earlier too is your age range was 40 to something. Yeah. So where is it just you like to play at work with the 20-year-olds? Yes. Or it is like, and you want like the 40-year-olds for later, like after work?
I just like playing with them on set because they're so beautiful. And their dick is good. As soon as they open
their mouth, I'm like, please shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Like, and then I can leave.
I'm like, I'm not trying to be your friend. I'm sorry. Just fuck me and shut up. Yeah. This is why I don't go to set anymore. It's been 6 years.
So yeah, I get the best of both worlds. I get to fuck young 20-year-olds, but then I date men.
Do you lead them on?
No.
Afterwards?
Mm-mm. I'm very, very honest about who I am.
Okay.
Yeah. And they like what you do until they don't.
Facts.
That's what I'm
Carmen, do you have a roster that you fuck on and off camera?
So I'm actually married. I have like the relationship, like what you just said, of like someone from day one, he knew what I did and he's never had a problem. He's never been jealous once. It's insane.
So he was with you back in 2012.
He was back with me 2015, I think or 2014.
So you were already in the business.
Yeah,
he met you in the business, so he knew who you were, what you were doing, and he had no problems.
No problem.
Was he the type of person that would? Because it can go either way. It could be the way where he's like, "Baby, do whatever you want to do." Or it's like, I want to fuck your friends too.
No, he doesn't.
And you know what I mean? And not that it's like in a creepy way, I want to fuck your friends. But like, can you bring something to me? Throw me a bone.
This is the weirdest thing because I don't know how he's so okay with it. But like for OnlyFans,
you're like, I've been getting dogged out, bitch. Yes. My man be over there like, I don't give a fuck.
He doesn't want to fuck anyone else. Like
Does he jerk off to you getting fucked?
He used to watch my porn a lot. He's not a cuckold either. I don't know. He's just like this robot perfect man that is just like,
what's your pussy do to him, Carmen?
So she's an example of the type of relationship I want.
But it is so strange. He's never jealous. He'll like congratulate me on good scenes. Okay. My first scenes, like he's so proud of me.
But how does he know it's a good scene? You come home and tell him?
I tell him everything. Okay. And I think like that's why he trusts me is because I'm so honest. But no, like I'll get like a really good dick on set and then I'll fuck him off camera. He's totally cool. Like I will leave to go fuck other guys.
Do you have to have like, so how does that work when it comes to like, cause what is the boundaries and like of like what it is? Cause that's something that's, for me, what I love is like, that means obviously he has a lot of respect and love for you, regardless of the sex, take it aside, right?
Yeah.
Got it. Now it's like, not only that, but you also enjoy what you do because you wouldn't do it. And now you're taking it to go home. What was the conversation and how does it go to like, as far as like, hey, do I need permission? Do I need to call you and tell you, hey, I'm having a really good time. I'm going to like extend this or whatever. Or is it just don't ask, don't tell? Or is it, how does that work in a relationship like yours? Because you're saying how perfect he is. He doesn't get jealous. Some people don't believe that because you're like, oh, you're sick. You could say that all day. I've been married and I was married to someone who was in the industry. I'm also divorced 8 years happily. So, you know what I mean? And the business never was something that was a problem because we communicated. We told each other what we liked, what we didn't like, what we were not okay with. And it's porn. Like, you can't fake it or you can't lie because it's going to come on the internet. We're all going to see it. So it'd be like, I didn't do that. It'd be like, pretty sure that it's your ass.
No, like, I think that's like, he always says it's because I'm so honest, like, that he just trusts me. But I recently had something where I shot with this guy on camera. We turned the camera off. And then I had him stay the night at my hotel afterwards. And I left to do a podcast while he was still at my hotel. And I called him and let him know. And he was just like, yeah, have fun. Are you still coming home tomorrow? I said, yes. But his line is, the thing he does not like, he does not want another guy to cream pie me. Like, that's like, he wants one thing for himself. So he wants to be the only one to be able to do that. And that's like his one thing. Like, as long as I don't cross that boundary and I'm honest, like, I could pretty much do anything. Like, before he told me the only thing that he would ever leave me for is if I murdered his family. Oh, wow. That's his line.
On a Dateline special.
But no, I don't know. He's very, so there are guys out there who, and he never puts down, like, calls me any names for what I do, like a lot of my friends' boyfriends do. I don't know.
Now, okay, you said that you dated a girl in the past that was in the industry. Have you fucked anybody with your man?
Oh, yeah.
And is it people in the industry or people that is just random hookups in the situations?
I don't have game to get random hookups. I love that I can just like hit up like a hot girl on Twitter and be like, do you want to make content? And then I can fuck her. Like, it's such like a loophole.
But how do you do that and then involve your husband? Because then that's where it's like,
girls are always down.
Really?
Oh my God. Yeah. So many girls will be like, I want to fuck you and your man. And I'm like, perfect. So I get off on watching him fuck other girls. So that's why I love it. Like, I'm very like, I want to be in an open relationship. I get off seeing him have sex with other girls. So it works really well for me because I'm so like, I would say I'm like 90% lesbian, to be honest.
Would he let you have like an actual girlfriend? Yes.
But I can't find one.
But would it be a girlfriend for him too, or only you?
I would love it either way. He's just like, I only want you. Yeah, so he doesn't really necessarily, I would say, want to be in an open relationship, but he's fine with it if it makes me happy. Yeah.
Accepting. I like that. That's awesome. It's really, I think it's unique. I think it's one of those things, again, it comes with like what he said. You're honest and you're maybe overly honest sometimes because I could be that way too. It's like, because for me, I'm like, if I'm in this situation, we're adults. Like, why are we going to lie? We're too old for this. Like, it's not like whatever. And if you don't like it, then it's not that I'm doing it to hurt your feelings. It's just, this is how I am. So you choose to stay or you don't. Yeah. And it seems like it works for you. How long have you been married?
I think 8 years. Oh, wow. I'm pretty sure.
That deserves an applause. I like it, though. I'm not mad about it. So how many times have you been engaged? I feel like it's been more than once.
Just once.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, did it scar you?
Yes, definitely. I haven't done it again, and I have been asked to be married before, twice, and I said no.
Would you marry a female?
No. I know I've been with enough females that, yes, I like playing with them, but I really love dick.
What if she had a really good strap on and she could really give you those orgasms that some man that couldn't do it?
A real dick and a strap on? No. Nothing beats, for me, personally, a real dick.
Don't knock it till you find it.
That's true. And I never thought I'd be fucking a girl on film. I thought that would be the most terrifying thing, and now I look forward to it. Oh my God.
So the first time you were with a girl, let's talk about that more. You said that you hadn't done it, or you did it kind of before, before you got into porn. What was it like doing it your first time on camera? And was the person experienced, or was it something that y'all both were like looking at each other awkward? Because how does that work out?
So I feel like since I joined the industry, they've just been throwing me out there. So my first experience, yeah.
Do you have an agent?
I do.
Who is your agent?
Motley.
Okay.
So when I first started, it was a Cam Soda live girl. She was it was Danny Blue. She's a lesbian. Okay. Full on lesbian. And it was live, and I was terrified. Like, my heart was pounding on my chest.
What were you terrified of?
Girls are like snowflakes.
Because it was live, because it was a girl, or because why do you say snowflakes? Because we're
All
all
the
different.
Because okay, so when it comes to a man, when it comes to their dick, like I know what to do. I know like the back of my hand. They're pretty much similar. They like different things, but I got it. With girls, every time I encounter a vagina, I'm just completely dumbfounded and lost into what turns them on, what doesn't.
But maybe you haven't had enough vaginas to know.
I haven't. And every time I'm on set, I learn something new. I'm learning from these talents, and they're
What's some
teaching me.
things that you've learned about vagina?
Kind of how to eat pussy. I don't know.
Can you
if I'm-
explain?
Well, I kind of think about how I like it, and I feel like some guys like that's attached to me, just shove their face in there and don't actually, you know, aren't soft or gentle. But every girl, like I said, is different. Some girls like to be finger fucked to death. I personally don't like fingers inside of me. Some girls like it soft. Some girls like it hard. So every time I'm on set with the female, I am so nervous.
Have you ever made a girl squirt?
No.
Have you ever squirted?
I have. Manuel Fedetta made me squirt for the first time. It wasn't on set.
he did.
It was. It just happened.
I bet he did, bitch.
It just.
He wanted you to remember him.
Yeah. And I was
He's
like, "What
French.
the fuck
He
was
knows."
that?" And he's like, "That was squirting." I'm like, "Oh shit! I didn't think I could do
Did
that."
you try it at home after?
I've tried it on a browser scene, and I pushed so hard, I just couldn't get it to come out.
Did you almost pee on someone?
So I'm still confused. I know it's not pee because I've done it and I've experienced and I've felt it. But I did at the time. I was like, I'm just gonna try and just pee this one out, and I couldn't do it.
So you said, I know he did. Has Manuel made you squirt before?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's determined to like bite, do all of that. Like I leave set with him looking a mess. I never have my eyelashes on. And yeah, I'm just.
I mean, why would you?
Right.
I always
Putting it down.
hated like the people, the girls that are like, "Oh, please don't come on my face. I need to have a date afterwards." Bitch, go get your own makeup artist and do your own thing, or touch yourself up yourself.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, like we're there to have sex, and people have made whatever. Like for me, it was always like we're sexual athletes. At the end of the day, we're there to fuck.
Right.
And if my eyelashes aren't left on someone's face, I don't want to be there.
You ain't doing it right.
But you know,
That was
so. Are
probably-
you naturally a squirter,
Me?
or did he like her? She said that he was the only one that's made her squirt.
Yeah.
Have you squirted before?
I cannot squirt unless a guy gets in there and does.
See,
the
I'm
thing.
known for making people squirt. You know, I one time made this guy real jealous because he was like, "I've never been done that to her," and I was like, "I'm sorry."
Ooh.
Like, do you want me to
Yeah,
teach you?
So you're good with pussy.
Definitely.
I
For
can kind of
me,
tell you.
I had myself too had never been with the female until I was the first time I was on a set.
Wow.
And for me, I'm from Texas, so like I always like being drunk, whatever. Like my girlfriends, like the most would be like would make out, but they were like that didn't happen. I'm like, there's pictures. So we would like it would be like almost they'd be too shameful to talk about it. So I sometimes enjoyed it, not every time because it was drunk times, but I wasn't allowed to express that part of me. So it was kind of like held down inside of me. So when I got into porn, I had worked the same thing alongside of girls, females, but we didn't fuck each other. We were fucking the same guy, but it wasn't because then it wasn't like those type, like it wasn't that type of scenes back then. It was either like this is cut and dry what this is, and this is a girl scene, whatever. Then I was always booked with Brianna Love, we have similar body types, and she's definitely for me someone that I would say opened up the doors for curvy women like myself to have household names and be just stick out within the crowd. She was a beautiful chick. She was very she was a true lesbian too, had a natural body, loved sex, all of those things. So we would work side by side all the time. So then a company, I think it was Reality Kings, was like, hey, would you want to hook up, do a scene with her too? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. I've never eaten pussy before. Because and they were like, well, what if she only does stuff on you? And I was like, okay, that doesn't seem fair. But at the time, I'm like, all right, well, I'll see if I like it at least, because I didn't know. I'd never had anybody or a female do that. So we did this scene, and I wish I knew what it was. I could picture our outfits. We were as a workout scene. We had green booty shorts. She had pink ones.
It sounds hot.
But it's very, very hot.
I'm going to have to look for that later.
But yeah, so we did it and I enjoyed it. And what I loved about it was the same thing, is like she was a true lesbian. It was like she loved pussy. So it wasn't like someone who was like trying to figure it out or whatever, which isn't a bad thing either. But you could really tell the difference of who enjoys something and who's doing it for money. And I never wanted someone to touch my pussy if you're doing it just for money, because she's valuable and we like things and we don't like fake, and I can't fake. So for me, it's like there'd be the girls that'd be like trying to like for scenes eat your pussy, but they're like touching the side of your leg. And I'm like, you're not doing it right.
God.
So I need you to be over here. So, you know, you go through those things, but then again is why I made the boundary of I was more picky with females than I was with men, because to me, being with the female was more intimate, that you really had to know that you liked it, other than whatever. So I was like, I know this mouth game is good.
Yeah,
I was lucky. I definitely made the girls squirt.
I was lucky because she was lesbian, so
but it shows you things, because then you're like you said earlier,
she's
too,
like, just follow my
reminding
of
what did I like out of that experience?
Right.
What could I do that maybe I didn't know I liked before, but I could do it to the next person? And then it's about expression. It's about how you move. Like, it's an art. Again, we're there. If you want to be a sex worker, then be the best sex worker you can be. So if you're not in tune to your partner, if it's because they're twitching or moaning or fucking their eyes rolling back in the head, then you ain't doing it right. I wanted you to like tap out. I was always like, I'm gonna make you come once. Yeah, I may make you come early, but you better do your job, because it's just what it is.
I love your energy. I feel like you'd be such a good fuck. Like I feel like we would go head to head, like our energies, because I'm very like aggressive like that with girls, and I feel like we would just like meet our match with each other.
Possibly. It could go two ways, because when you have alphas in a room, someone always wants to still be an alpha. It's like someone's ego can be let down, and we know that it's not about an ego power play, but it's about an ego enjoyment play.
Yeah.
I feel like you two could teach me a lot.
Yeah.
The threesome here, she's like, ping pong, where am I going to get all this knowledge from? What is your first celebrity crush?
Ever?
Yeah, ever.
Probably Freddie Prinze Jr.
Did you have him on your wall? Like, you know, back then we had those posters, girl.
I did.
Yes. So, do you masturbate to him?
I don't remember masturbating to him.
You never humped a pillow to Freddie Prinze Jr.?
No, I haven't. I've always just thought about random. My selection in porn changes like every week.
What is your porn search history?
Right now, I'm into like gay guys going straight or straight guys going gay.
Isn't that a lie? Can you really conform? Do you ever really go back?
In my head, I'm just like,
is this bang bros thing? You were like, oh, this is all scripted. Is this what you're talking about?
I love men, and seeing a man be with another man to me is so hot.
Nice. Okay.
I agree with you.
I like that. And yourself, first celebrity crush?
I loved Lil Wayne. Now I'm not attracted to him at all, but I was like in middle school obsessed with him, and I used to hump my floor, not my pillow, but I used to hump the floor.
Was it cold?
That was my thing. No, I don't know what. I would get like good friction. That's how I would masturbate.
Was it carpet or like tile?
Carpet. I would get down on the carpet and rub my pussy on the carpet.
I used a tennis ball on the floor.
A tennis ball?
Oh, see, the truth is coming out. See, these are the things you want to know.
Yeah.
A tennis ball. Did you just feel that next to you, or did you saw that somewhere? How did you know a tennis ball?
My friend, she taught me. She was like, hey, do you want, like, look what I figured out. And I was like, oh, she's like, do you want to try it? So she gave me one, and it felt really good. So next thing I know, we're just rubbing
together.
Not together. We each had our own tennis ball.
Well, I know, but in the same room.
Yeah.
So y'all were tennis balls.
We never fooled around though, but yeah, we masturbated together.
Did y'all come?
Yes.
She's like all over that ball.
Yeah. I love it.
I haven't thought about that in a long time.
So did you ever meet Lil Wayne?
I went to one of his concerts, but yeah, when I was like still in my small little hometown and I was in school, I would like listen to his music, and like, you know, obviously he's rapping about really sexual things, and I would be humping my carpet listening to his music. I would always get off to rap music.
You the one, Lil Wayne. You the one. I met him at a party one time, and he smacked my ass, but I wanted the blend. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever you're gonna do.
Yes.
You're like,
of course.
Like, can we? Thank you. Thanks. It's real. Thanks.
Yes.
It's real. It's real. One personal accomplishment you are most proud of?
Traveling the world.
Where have you traveled to?
I've been to
been around the world. I can't find my dick.
Oh yes, and I do fuck in every country that I'm in.
Ooh,
that's one of my passions, is finding foreign men. I've been to pretty much Paris, London, Amsterdam, Costa Rica, Thailand, South America, Mexico. The list
Favorite
goes
place?
on. It's a tie between Costa Rica and Ireland. Ireland, Dublin they were the nicest people I've ever met my entire life.
Best dick you fucked around the world?
Probably Paris. Yeah.
Paris. You
Paris.
said that was such a sweet.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a specific person. So yes, oh no. Best experience was in not Colombia. It was in Thailand, and it was by a guy. He was an ex-Chippendale stripper, and he was there for a Muay Thai conference, and he got into an accident. So he was out, and he took me on a date, and he fucked me overlooking the ocean in Patong. That was
romantic.
really sexy, yeah.
I like it. And for you?
Writing my book. When I wrote my book with no intentions
Is
of
it out?
Yeah, it got published, I think, in 2020.
What is your book, and where can we find it?
It's called Overcome, and it's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I wrote it, and I really didn't think, it was more like therapeutic. Like it's like about my whole like journey through life and sobriety and sex work and everything and recovery. And I really didn't think anyone would take me seriously because, you know, I'm never wrote before, and I did do porn. And then when I finally finished it, I did submit it to some publishers, and people actually wanted to publish it. So it was just like, that to me was like, I wanted to show myself like I can do something other than, you know, you get all the comments just like, oh, you're just a slut. So I wanted to like, not that, you know, I accomplished way more being a slut than with my book, to be honest. But I did want to show like there's
more to you.
Yeah, there's more to me than just having sex, and, you know.
Do those comments get to you? You say that, you know, it's something that obviously we deal with for being anybody who's in the limelight of any industry or whatever. Do those comments bother you?
They used to when I was younger, but now it's just like, I just either will mute it or I ignore it or I don't check it. Those don't bother me at all anymore. It's funny, they used to, and now I'm just like,
Do you feel like you're doing something right? I do. I'm like, if you take the time out of your day to be cruel to me, then I think I'm doing something right.
Oh my gosh.
How do you think you ever overcome that?
I think just more so like growing in myself and like being confident in who I am, like loving myself more now. Like, I feel like you kind of grow into that as you get older too, and you don't really care about what people think. And what, like, I could never make everyone happy.
But anyway, we all say that, me, myself included. I've said that, but there's moments but do you really believe that?
Do I really believe?
Yeah, I mean, that you can overcome all these things or all these stuff is because sometimes, again, it's hard, and we can all say that, and, you know, and I've said it at times that I didn't believe it, but I knew I was doing it, and I wasn't going to tell anybody anything different. Yeah. But we get criticized so much that people think that we're not human, where it's like sometimes at the end of the day, things do hurt. We all have feelings. We all have whatever. But again, it's the important parts of staying on your path of knowing your journey and what you're meant on this earth to do. And if whatever makes you feel good, and if you find a partner that makes you feel just as beautiful as you are as you wake up, and then all those things because of who you are, then you're winning. You know what I mean? But if you have those things and you still, you know, it's the worthiness part for, you know, I think people in our sex industry, it's like, are we worthy to have real relationships? Yes. Are we worthy that we can do more than? Yes. Porn doesn't define us. It's only a part of who we are, and it's a showcase of who we are, but it doesn't stop there. There's so many different things that you women can do. What I love is that you can be business minded. It gives us the financial stability and independence that we can do what we really want to do. If it's writing a book, if it's finding who you are sexually, or any of those things, it's like the world doesn't stop because we did porn. It's always going to keep on going. It's always going to, you know, whatever you want that to be is what you need to find your truth is of how you go to the next chapter.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It used to bother me. Like, I would think about that one mean comment. And now, like, truly just, like, I really have overcame so much. And, like, getting, like, before I don't know. I think, like, when I was crazy, like party girl, drugs, alcohol, like I couldn't stop. And then when I got sober, like it was just honestly like life-changing to me. And then I became like a mom, and I have a family and all that, so I just like, I know what's important. And in my life, like these comments just at this point are so minuscule compared to the rest of my life that now it genuinely, I can shut my phone and go to my life, you know.
Good. That's powerful. You know what I mean? I think it's direction. It's knowing, again, it's like, again, if it's your family, like the worth or whatever, like there's the world, there's so much chaotic things around the world. It's like, if you're worried about whose dick is in my pussy or whose pussy's in my mouth, you know what I'm saying? Move on.
Yeah. You know what platform really shocked me where they're the meanest was TikTok.
I knew you were going to say TikTok when you said they're mean.
I kind of expected out of Twitter, of course, and Instagram, but TikTok, I've gotten the most hurtful comments.
Well, I will say this. It's one of those things that people are always like, oh, I don't have a TikTok. I eventually will have to because whatever, social media, lives, whatever. But a lot of those things, too, is those platforms are driven by very young-minded people that they don't really think before we speak.
Right.
You say things, whatever, and it doesn't make any sense. And there's probably a flood with other things. But I think that because it's the newest social media thing, whatever, and a lot of young people are on there, it's easy to be in your mom's basement talking shit about somebody to do whatever. And it's easy to be in your own one-bedroom apartment with no fucking furniture and doing whatever, say whatever. But people don't, again, it goes back to the being human.
Right.
Who cares if they have those things? They still have a roof over their head. They're still supporting themselves, as are we, as are you. So why should what you're doing affect anybody else's life for you to put those hateful comments on TikTok? Like, I think that it's just crazy that the platforms target sex workers when it's like, when you're just trying to make a platform and it to be fun and lighthearted and like comedy. And then they're like, oh no, you're being too sexy. You're like, I'm just being me and I'm wearing the same thing I would on the street. And
just
what's wrong?
Because I have big fake boobs, it makes me a target.
You know, it happens.
Yeah.
You know,
I will say, like, TikTok does have the most, like, hateful comments, like, where I won't even, like, if a video goes viral, I won't read the comments. But my conversion to where I make the most money is where I get the most hate on TikTok. So the TikTok people spend money and they come to my OnlyFans. For sure. Yeah.
The thing is with me is I've never read the comments. My thing is once I do something, I just did it and it's out there. I'm not doing whatever. I've been accused of all kinds of things. People say whatever, but that doesn't mean that it's true.
Right.
It doesn't mean that you can't please everybody. You're never going to be, it's exhausting for that part. As long as you live in your truth and you know what you want, then fuck everybody else. Like, they're all welcome that they're allowed to see you fucking sexy bitches doing whatever the fuck y'all want to do on your OnlyFans, on your whatever TikTok platform, and all those things. And that's why it's like there's always somebody for some, like there's always something for somebody. I may not be it, you may not be it, you may be it, who knows? And it all changes. That's why our fan base is what's great. Is like we're all uniquely different.
Right.
Craziest fan or celebrity encounter?
Well, recently I hung out with Coolio when I moved to Vegas a couple days ago.
What did you do with Coolio?
We just went out bar hopping.
Did he pay for things?
Of course. I met him on the plane, and I hadn't seen him forever, and he's doing a world tour.
What was his pickup line for you that got you? And did you even listen to his music?
I actually grew up listening to his music, and he was just he's a complete gentleman. He walked me to my baggage claim, asked for my number, and then following a couple of nights ago, he's like, "What are you guys doing?" I said, "We're just bar hopping." He goes, "Can I join?" I said, "Of course." And we had a really good time. It was funny because he sang his Paradise.
You grew up on a song, girl. You would tell me.
Gangster Paradise.
There you go.
Yeah, they put him on stage, and it was really cool to see 20-something-year-olds singing every single line to his song because, he's a legend.
Nostalgic.
Yeah.
For sure.
But now he's a grandfather and showing me pictures of his grandchildren. Like, things were so different.
Are you trying to be a grandma?
Yeah, right. Slide in there.
I mean,
was he like, hey, baby?
That's the next step after MILF, right? A GILF. It's my next goal.
And for you?
I have a crazy fan interaction that happened a while ago. So I didn't even realize this guy was like, he knew who I was at the gym. I was on the treadmill, and he was like definitely creeping me out to where I text my husband. I was like, there's some weird guy here. But I see him leave for a little bit. He comes up to me so close, like standing on the side of my treadmill, and is like, I just jerked off to you. And then he just like ran out of the gym. So he saw me. I think he left to go jerk off in that moment, came back to let me know he jerked off, and then sprinted out of the gym.
That is creepy.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
It's like, sir, you could have just left it in the car and just gone home.
Like, why'd you have to tell me?
You already creeped me out.
Yeah, and he just like came up like right on like the side of my treadmill and just was like right in my ear out of nowhere.
Did you even have a chance to say anything?
No, I was like,
kind of shocked.
Like,
do you own a gun?
I I need one. I need one, girl.
Yeah,
Goddamn.
I was taught not to like post. I stopped posting
I'm
in real
Texas,
time.
so I don't. I'm like,
You're like, try me.
I just figure it out.
Yeah, no, that
Posting in real time, yes, that is a thing.
Yeah, to not do that.
Yeah.
Because I've had people hit me up on Snapchat or something and say, I'm here. And it's like, what? Are
post
you
when you
kidding me?
leave. I save and post when I leave.
I do it like the
That's
day
what started
after.
doing it.
Like I don't even
You're
do
smart.
like you know, and it's funny because like people hit me up and they're like, "Oh, I like Instagram." I'm like, "Bitch, that was yesterday."
Yeah.
like my real friends, not like my friends, but like
Oh.
it's just funny. It's just because I just don't. For me, is again, I haven't done I do solos from on my OnlyFans and stuff, but I haven't been actively in the adult entertainment industry for almost 6 years. And not that means it over, but I'm a single female, and for me, like I feel like my safety is everything, and I've given away so much of my sexual life, and that's something very intimate that most people don't. That there's things that I want to keep personal. I don't mind showcasing it, but I don't need to do it in real time to make me feel or open up the doors to feel threatened on something that it doesn't need to happen.
Right.
So it's like I just like
girl,
to be
that's-
careful.
I love that.
Careful is good, and careful is smart, and will keep you safe.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, I'm home. I'm in home. I'm home by like 10 o'clock. I'm in bed by 10:30.
Same.
Yeah.
Social media weakness. Do you have one?
I would like weakness. I would say from what you're saying that question, I take it as being on it way too fucking much.
Same.
Like
Okay.
I need
But scrolling or posting? Because
both.
some people live their life through it. I'm not that person, but for work, sometimes we have to like obviously
Yeah.
show our life. I'm the one. I'm not taking my phone out. My friends take the pictures and I'll repost it because I just
Yeah.
don't like to. Not that I'm not like at home in my personal time on things,
Yeah.
but like when I'm in the moment, I want to be in the moment because it just
Totally.
takes
Yeah.
away from like what's going on.
Yeah, I feel like I say to myself, like my excuse is, my job is I have to be on social media, but it takes 2 seconds for me to post my one thing and move on. But I'll be checking it, replying to things, checking how many likes it has. Like I feel like I get sucked in, and then like I have my whole business on there, so I'm checking my OnlyFans, being on OnlyFans way too much, checking every little I track all details of like everything, and I think I tell myself I have to be on it for work, that it gives me that excuse, and then I'm just spending. I hate when my screen time, when it tells me how much it went up every week. I'm like, I'm a terrible
It's
person.
like 5 minutes. I put social media like timers of what I can do for the day, and every time they're like 5 minutes, I'm like, fuck, I've been on it this long. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I feel disappointed in myself at those times. And then when I like, don't hit that thing, I'm like, oh, you did good today, girl.
Yeah, no,
Pat
it
on the
just
back.
it sucks, and I hate like when you put your phone down and then you like look into the world when you're like out and about. It's like it makes you like disappointed in the world. Like look at us all on our phones. Like you say, like I purposely make sure like when I'm with friends or something that I don't take my phone out, so I'm not on it and being rude in front of
Yeah.
people. But when I'm just at home, I spend the whole time just scrolling, and it's very addictive. Like I'll tell
Girl,
myself
you
I
better
need
put
to
that
go sleep.
phone down.
I
I'm
know.
gonna tell your man, you better take her phone. Go hide that shit. Do you have a social media weakness?
And just the memes and
Oh, you're a meme girl.
people are hilarious.
What's your favorite meme that you have out there?
I don't have one. I mean,
No?
there was one about a hangover, and it was comparing hangovers in your 30s versus your 20s, and it had a picture of E.T. when he's dying.
Oh my God.
And I totally relate to that because my hangovers are not the way they used to be anymore.
Nice.
But yes.
Is there a moment that you wish you could relive and maybe even change in your business, in your career?
I would love to start my career again knowing what I know now and not fucking around, because I was just like, this is a party. I wish I could have taken it seriously.
When you say fucking around, give us an example. Like what do you mean by that?
I was so irresponsible. I would be out drinking, doing drugs into the morning and cancel on shoots, you know?
Okay, so not being responsible
not
for
being
work.
responsible, and like I didn't understand how that ruins everyone's next day, and how my career is not going to go the way I just know so much more now, and I feel like I would be all about business. And
What's the
kill
craziest thing you think that you've done in the business that you're like, oh, I wish you just didn't know?
I honestly still get secondhand embarrassment about the fact, once me and Adriana was like, don't work. And so we stayed up all night long, party, doing drugs. Like I totally thought I'd be good for the next day at work, but I told her, I'm like, oh my God, I'm supposed to be on set in a couple hours. We're still up fucking rolling, like doing everything. So I had Adriana put makeup of fake bruises on my legs, and she put toilet paper around it. We were so fucked up that we sent the director pictures of my leg pretending I fell down the stairs, and there was toilet paper wrapped around my ankle and like makeup. It's so embarrassing. Like I'm still cringing about it.
Was it somebody like a Jules Jordan? And they're like, bitch, if you try me one more time.
Oh my gosh, it was for Evil Angel, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I remember the director didn't even respond to my picture, but then I remember looking at it when I was sober, so embarrassed that it was clearly toilet paper wrapped around my leg, and I'm like, look what happened to me. So yeah, I wish
Tragic.
I would have. It's so embarrassing. Yeah.
All right. Is there a moment that you wish that you could relive or maybe even possibly redo?
I wish I would have started in my 20s. I started at 36, but I'm also I'm a grown-ass woman, so I also feel that because I started later on, I wasn't as naive or influenced as, say, a 20-year-old would be. But I love the industry so much. It's like if I could take back time and know exactly what I know now, I would have started in my 20s for sure.
If you could turn back time. Best pickup line ever used.
That's a good one.
I feel like my standards are so low. You just look fine. I will fuck you. You don't need a pickup line on me.
Send me a shot and we're fucking. What is do you drink at all anymore?
I don't. Now I'm completely like clean sober. But you would never know if like I'll be out twerking harder than everyone who's drunk. Like,
so you just have a natural high about you.
Yeah, I just have a lot of energy. Like I'm a very upbeat person that I can go out and just act a fool, completely dead sober. But yeah, you don't need a pickup line.
So are you the aggressor?
Always.
So are you like, if you saw someone and you were out there dancing, just like a night out with the girls, whatever, and you saw maybe female, male, whatever, you would just walk up to them and be like, hey, you want to fuck?
You want to know
Or
something?
would you just be like, because you said earlier you have no game.
Yeah, I don't have game. The thing is, with guys, I get shy, and I don't think I could pick up a guy, to be honest. Like, I like them to come to me, but I'm such... With women, I can go right up to them, and I'm always the aggressor. That's why I like dating women, because I like being like that male energy,
You
like the
having
masculine
the big dick energy.
Yes.
BDE all the way, huh?
Yes. Yeah, I can go up to women, and I'm good with that. But men, I don't know why I get a little
With
shy.
females, are you like the person like where you're actually wearing the strap on and you're like the dick in the
I
energy?
always wear the dick. Yes.
So no one's ever dicked you down with a strap
Honestly,
on?
I don't think I've ever had a strap on used on me.
See, the only way you would fuck me is if I could put a strap on you and dick you down. There's no other way, because I let one other person strap me because I'm just whatever, and it was for a movie, and it was very cute that it was Jenna Hayes, and she's like, can I strap you? I was like, of course, you do whatever you want, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
It was like a latex thing, great. But in other sense, I'm always, again, like, it's the alpha thing. Like, for me,
Yes.
I didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I got penetrated, Avi, but I wasn't like, oh my God, fuck me again.
Yeah. No, I like the wearing the strap on and looking down and seeing the female body. Like, oh God, I wish I had a dick so bad to fuck a girl. Like, I just love women so much. I want to wear it because I want to pretend.
If you had a dick for one day, who would you fuck?
Big booties everywhere. Like, I'm coming at you.
Girl, you better be ready.
Yes. No, I just love big booty. I just love big booty.
If you had a dick for a day, who would you fuck?
As many females as possible.
Light them up.
I mean, there's not anyone specific. There's so many beautiful women out there.
Mm-hmm. All right, I love it. All right, we're going to take a little bit of a break, and then we're going to get back to my favorite part, Truth with Texas. I think we warmed these ladies up good enough. We're a little, our threesome's about to get a little freaky. I hope you're ready. All right. All right, Private Talk, we are back, and we are about to play Truth with Texas Patreon. I hope you are ready with Truth with Texas. I've got these sexy ladies on the couch, and the way this is going to go is we have 4 cards. Each ace is a different type of question. Each suit is a different type of question, I guess I should say. We're going to go through every single card in the deck and get to know you a little bit more intimately. Since there's 2 of you, we're going to have one of you pick first, and then you're going to answer the question, and then the next person will answer the question as well. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. Caitlin, you go first. Ace of Clubs is a kinky question.
Oh, shit. Yeah. The best kind.
Bondage, yes or no?
Yes, very much so.
Bondage.
I want to be tied up and used, yes.
Yes.
Ooh.
I love shooting bondage scenes.
Sex skill you're most proud of?
My blowjob abilities.
What's so great about your blowjob abilities? Everybody says that. Are you sloppy? Are you
I'm very
messy? Are
sloppy.
you gag on it? What's going on over there, Caitlin?
I don't tap out, and I like to be face fucked.
Love it.
Yeah.
Listen, I am the original
Listen,
throat
Linda.
goat. I am the throat goat. I feel like everybody's like, I'm deep throat queen. Like, unless you can make at least 12 inches disappear down your throat.
What have
you're
you
not the
deep
deep
throat?
throat.
Do you do deep throat objects or just dicks? I wish I had something like
Dicks
flaccid.
and objects. Oh my gosh. I went on a radio thing and I deep throated like a whole big like green onion thing and I just shoved the whole thing down my throat.
No gag reflex.
No, I can just shove anything
So this
down
is the real
there.
reason why your husband is still here today.
You found out.
Go for the win.
Honestly, no. Like, yeah, that's always been like something that I've been very proud of. Like, I
So
know
just
I'll
because
kill
you can
it.
swallow it makes you the throat goat, or what is it? What is the criteria for yourself that makes you qualified to say? Because that's a big title, the throat goat status.
I like
them.
do this move where I'll put the whole thing down my throat and you know how you can like pulse your pussy a little bit? I can pulsate my throat with the dick all the way down there and squeeze it a little bit and I lick the balls and try to suck them in at the same time while just vacuum it all in there. Like I know.
Your nipples are hard and your pussy's getting wet right now.
I know
can
that's one
see
thing I'm
it.
good at. That's one thing I'm real good at.
I take it back. Mine would be the tightness of my vagina.
Ooh,
I've been told that
She got scared of that throat. The throat goes. She said, "Take it back. I can't pulsate that shit, but I can do it to my pussy." I like it. So it's like the Kegels are going on.
Yes, very much. So I've heard I've got a very tight vagina.
That's hot.
Have you ever been in an orgy
Yes.
for personal or for work?
Just personally, I still have not done.
That just
I've done
sounds- you
BG,
try to
I've done
sound so-
GGG,
just personally, you know, like-
but I've never done an orgy professionally. I've only done it.
How do you have an orgy personally? Can you please walk me through that?
It just
Like,
I
did you
still don't
sign up at a
understand how it
club and you're
happened.
like, meet me at this fucking room? Or did you like know all the people that you were like with? Or like, how did that happen?
I knew all the people I was with, and
You're
we
like, let's
ended up.
just
We were
fuck?
in Vegas. I wasn't living there, but we were in Vegas. Next thing I know, there's like 10 of us, and my hands like halfway in my friend's boyfriend's ass, and like
Whoa. I didn't see that coming.
and we all did our thing. Everyone got off, and then we went.
We're
about
talking
our
about
lives.
kinky here on Patreon. Hold on. Hold on. I got a lot of questions. But first, how did you know that your girlfriend's boyfriend wanted a fist in his ass? Did he ask for it, or did she lead your fist there?
No,
because
I was-
fisting is a
Well, it wasn't literally my
fisting is like
full
an
fist.
advanced
It was
level.
like my hand.
Okay, girl, it's enough to be a fist. But that's what I'm saying is like that's not something that most people would be like, yeah, just fist me. So how'd you know?
So I was just finessing. And I'm not even that person. I was just finessing.
You're
his
not,
ass.
but you have a fist in someone's asshole. All right.
Not that type of girl.
Okay,
And
wink, wink.
I noticed that his dick was getting harder and harder, and like the more fingers I put in there, the harder it got. And
What did
next
his
thing I
girlfriend
know-
think about it? Was
She was fucking someone. She wasn't even paying
Like, she
attention.
didn't know.
She said that she did look over once, and she's like, "Your hand was in his ass," and he was loving it.
How do you look someone in the eye after that? I'd be really questionable about our friendship and be like, hey, homie. I could never fuck my friends. That's the funny thing with me is most because
I don't fuck that was her dude. But I don't fuck like my personal guy friends. Like if you're my guy friend,
But that wasn't your friends?
it was my friend's boyfriend, so it was a different
Isn't that
situation.
the same thing?
And it happened one time, and we still don't know how all of us decided that this was a good idea.
just fell
No
in
one
love.
got hurt. Everyone had a great time.
No one got hurt. I hope not. Have you ever fisted someone prior to that?
No. That's the only
Have you
time
fisted a vagina?
No.
Would you?
I'm so careful down there. Like I said, I don't even get nails done.
Fisting
anymore.
a vagina doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
No,
it
I know.
sounds bad. You just have like the same little technique you had for that man's asshole. You do it for the girl's pussy and you twist your hand. People like it. I'm just saying, but that's what I'm saying. But it's like why I even brought attention to it is because it's not a lot of people would just do it. And then you're saying you don't know how it happened. And you're like, before you knew it, my hand was in my friend's asshole. Or the boyfriend's asshole.
Yeah, it was one of those times where it's like, you don't know how you got in the situation. But
Has anyone been in your asshole like that?
No. So I've done anal, but it wasn't with any of these porn dicks. I'm terrified. I'm excited, and it will happen eventually, but I've done it a couple times, and they were boyfriends with, boyfriend penises. With boyfriend
Is there any
dicks.
advice you could give her?
Yeah.
Oh, stretch. If you stretch, girl, this is what I do before an anal scene. Like, I will take a dildo into the bathroom, and like, you know how like when you're putting it in, it hurts like at that one spot, but you have to relax and get past there. I feel like you have to work the dildo in by yourself in the bathroom first, and then you're kind of opened up for a little bit, and then you can go to the guy and you're kind of already ready.
That's why I always use glass toys. So for me, with my ass is the only way I like, just because I felt like it opened me up more, where I could like really stretch myself and know I was ready.
I have total respect. When I watch some of these
And
scenes,
I probably did less than 10 anal scenes in my whole career.
Really?
Yes. I was never someone that was very anally like, oh my God, put it in my ass. But because I have a big ass, everyone was like, hey, put the biggest dick in your ass.
That's
and
why
I was
I'm surprised.
No, but my ex-husband was a performer. And so I was lucky enough to do my first anal with him. And we had fucked, obviously. So it was like, it's what warmed me up into the things. And then we got divorced, and I worked with, I think, 2 other people after that. But yeah, I've done like less than 10 scenes. Elegant Angel, you have all of them, I think, except for Jules. I know. No, actually, Jules loved me so much that he did a scene for Elegant Angel in my movie coming back, But Woman Returns, and he never works for anybody, other company, but he wanted to fuck this ass. So, yeah, the only way to get this ass. And it was on that balcony, too. I was like, that's the scene you should watch.
I should, girl.
I think I probably have a video upstairs, a DVD, but who has DVD players anymore? I'm not even sure if that exists.
I will go find a DVD player to watch it.
Amazon.
She told me!
Yes! I've seen that balcony in person, like just thinking about it. Oh my God.
Shower sex or car sex?
I like car sex.
I like both.
Shower sex, I don't like it. I think it looks hot when everyone's wet, but I feel like something with water ruins the moisture, like of your pussy. Yeah, I'm not really about it, but like car sex of like the thrill of getting caught is hot.
I just had this conversation yesterday about shower sex with my friend. Which is crazy. She said if the shower's too small, it's really uncomfortable. But if there's plenty of room, I think it's great. No mess. But I do like the mess.
I'm not trying to stand when I have sex. I want to be like laid back, you know.
She gonna be a queen, be like,
Pillow princess.
Any fetishes?
I really do want to do I want to get fucked by multiple men.
Okay.
I've never done that.
All right.
Yeah.
How many would be your like cap?
I want to start with 3.
3?
And
Okay.
see how that works, and if
I was
it
thinking
goes
like
smoothly.
5. 5 is a good number.
5 is a good number.
Because then you got one waiting, one you're busy with one's doing something else. You gotta keep them.
Gotcha. You don't have all 3 of them on you at the same time.
Airtight.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a fetish of just like, I've never done it, but I want like a whole train ran on me. Like, I'm not talking 5, I'm talking like 50.
Oh.
Like, I don't know if I would like it
Bring
in real
them out,
life.
bring them out. Carmen wants to bring them out.
I just think it'd be so hot to just like guys just taking their turns, like just using me. Like, that is like what I get off to.
Where would they come?
I don't care. Where would they come? Oh my God. Like in my fantasy,
fantasy.
In my fantasy, they're all just like coming in me and then like one after the other. But in real life, I would be way too scared to do that. But that's like my
that's
fantasy.
a boundary. We're not allowed to do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the no-no.
But in your fantasy, anything's
in my
possible,
fantasy,
baby.
I'm just like filled up, dude after dude. Like, that's what gets me off for sure.
Okay, I like that for you. Oh, have you ever been too kinky of a partner for someone?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, and I think it's just that I feel like sometimes I'm like a man, and I feel like a lot of us in porn, we have really high sex drives that are more like higher than.
But what makes you feel like a man? Because you have a high sex drive?
the
Because
fact that
I don't get, not that obviously like, I feel like off top meeting me, it's a little intimidation factor, knowing who I am and whatever, but I don't get masculine from me. Like, I get that you're very highly into what you like sexually, but I feel like I wouldn't be scared of you. So I'd be more turned on sexually than be like, oh, what this bitch gonna do out of her? Like, what's she gonna do to me?
Maybe it's just the guys that I'm dating because they're so emotional about their sex. When
Oh,
I'm
no,
mad,
baby
I want to
girl.
fuck.
We
When
don't
I'm happy,
emotionally. You're gonna cry.
I want to fuck all the time, and I feel like when I'm in relationships, if
This
they're
is where
upset,
this 40 over
then-
club
Yeah,
can become a problem.
So I feel like I'm missing out, and it sucks. I want to fuck when I'm sad, mad, happy, whatever.
So you're wanting to fuck, and they're like, not now.
And yeah.
And you're like, what
Because
the
they're
fuck?
upset with
and
me
this
about
is why
something.
you cheat.
Oh, wow.
Exactly. And it's like,
Yeah, that makes sense now.
But okay, off topic of things, because I'm Dr. Texas, no PhD, but I'm Dr. Texas. But you really want to know why this happens, right?
Yes.
It's because when we don't really know or work on ourselves to know what we want, we keep attracting the same partner over and over and over again until we learn that lesson. You clearly haven't learned the lesson.
I learned it this last time.
But it's we'll see. Okay. We can have a part 2.
Yeah, right.
But you know what I mean. But that's the thing is like because as women we're like, oh, you know, you can control things, you can do whatever, blah blah blah. But unless you really know and like almost to the point where like you're listing what you need from a partner, and for you it's like now sexually you're in this whole other like realm where you really need to like solidify what you need and want from a partner so you can find a situation like hers. Like in her situation, like her clearly doesn't. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, my man likes to fuck whatever, but I don't believe them. I believe what you're saying, whatever, because of like your journey of what you've said. It's believable because you're honest and you're in those things. But the thing is like once you find like when we deal with scraps because someone's giving attention right now, we limit our blessings because there's someone else out there that doesn't let you limit anything.
That's what's been happening to me. I keep going after scraps.
We ain't for those scraps, girl. We want that.
But like
you know,
I said
I don't eat steak.
before,
But
it's my those relationships are getting shorter and shorter. Instead of spending a year, 2 years,
You're
with this
realizing-
But
person,
that's good, and that's
the
awareness.
last one lasted 3 months, and
That's
and
what I
the
call.
next one
So
will be.
I'm in a phase of my life where we call it practice dating. We
Yeah.
practice until somebody is going to come to the table and bring all the things that you need to bring. Because at myself too is I wanted to date, or I thought I did, but I didn't know what I wanted.
Right.
And until I really listed the things that I really wanted from just someone, not a particular person in a body, but just in general as a partner, did I really start to notice off the bat, okay, I'm hanging out with somebody, all right, this isn't for me, I'm not tolerating this. Like I said, I was married, I've been divorced for 8 years. It was my choice to get out of that marriage. I loved being married, but I was married to the wrong person.
Right.
For me, it's about the intention of how you move forward and what you put in your life that is beneficial to you, not only just in like relationship wise, but work wise, because if this is what you truly want to do and you just started a year ago, there's so much more for you to do and be out there if you want to, and find someone that could be a part of that journey. And if not, you could do it by yourself, whatever, regardless. But as far as like women, we want someone to share things with. We want someone to enjoy those things with as well. But we have to put that same energy out there that we're giving out, because if not, we get the same energy that we don't realize that we're giving, and then we're like, oh, fuck you again. I thought I learned you.
Yeah,
But you're
I have definitely keep repeating my past, but this, like I said, this last one only lasted 3 months, and he was so horrible that I know exactly what I want, and I hear stories like hers of successful relationships where a guy does truly love you for exactly who you are, and I am not going to settle.
Don't settle, girl.
No.
Private Talk, we do not settle. I hope you guys are enjoying this episode of Private Talk After Dark here on Patreon. I know I'm loving getting to know these girls a little bit more, but now we're going to get to the next card. Carmen, are you ready to pick?
I'm so ready.
I know we're not in Las Vegas like you're used to, but you know.
Let's see. Ooh.
Ace of Hearts, romantic.
I like it.
Would you consider yourself a romantic?
I used to be, and I
like,
actually have hopeless romantic tattooed on here, but that does not apply to me anymore. I feel like I wanted the romance so much when I was going after guys who treated me like shit.
Did you have a Cinderella complex? Where
Uh,
it's like that fairy tale that we, when we were kids, were destined to believe that kind of thing? Like, what do you mean by that?
I feel like I just was going after guys who didn't treat me right, so I was wanting them to love me so bad that I was like hopeless.
Self-validate or seeking validation.
Yeah, and now that like in my relationship, I'm definitely not the one that it sounds bad, but loves more, if that makes
Okay.
sense. Like I definitely know he loves me so much more than I love him, so I'm kind of more, he comes to me with like this puppy dog love all the time, and I'm more so not like the romantic one anymore.
But you receive it.
I received the love a lot
I feel like,
more.
I mean, you have this disgusted look on your face, like, romance, or fuck you. But you're married and have, all these things where it's like, I could understand from where that part stifledness or whatever, but it's also like, you still deserve romance, and you still, obviously someone's giving it to you, whatever, but it's just like, maybe lessening the walls of like what had happened in the past, and doesn't mean that it defines you in any way, but it's like moving forward, and if you have a healthy love, then it's okay to give that back.
There's something definitely there, like you're saying, because I wanted the love so bad when I'm like chasing it, but then when all of a sudden it's in front of me, now I'm like, well, now I don't know what to do with all this love. It's almost like that. So there's definitely something there, like you're saying, of like, what do I do with it now that I have it?
Yeah.
It goes deep.
Ever slid into somebody's DM?
No.
Ever has somebody slid into your DM?
Yes. The
Have you
last guy that I
contacted?
dated. Ugh.
And it wasn't Coolio.
It was not Coolio. It was not Coolio in every way.
Have you ever slid into somebody's DM?
I'm shameless. I'm out there. I am DMing every rapper. Every rapper I want to fuck. I'm like, yo, what's up? You
On
in
the
LA?
throat go, baby.
You trying to see? That's actually how I got into one guy's DMs. I said, you trying to make a song called Throat Go? I'll show you about it. And he said, yeah, let me hook you up. But then he never wrote the song. But you know.
Did anybody answer your DMs back?
Yeah, they do. They
Yeah?
do answer them back. Yes. I always say, like, whenever I come out here, like if I know I'm gonna have a trip and I'm coming up solo, I hit up everyone. Are you in LA? Are you in LA? But then I get too scared to follow through. Like they'll be like, yeah, and then they
So
give
you
me
one
their
of those,
number.
and then you're like, oh, I'm here. You're like, I'm in bed already. Sorry.
Yeah. I almost get like social anxiety. I'm like, oh my God, like, can I really do this? Like, what are they going to be like? And because I'm sober, I get a little worried too. Like, are they going to be okay that I'm not going to be like partying with them? But I need to get more celebrity dick because they do reply.
I need to go into people's DMs.
Oh, I'm shameless.
See, I learn something new every day. It's awesome.
Foreplay or sex?
Sex.
Foreplay or sex?
Unless they can eat good pussy.
No, I like foreplay. I like to foreplay to the point where I'm just like, I want it so bad. Like, I feel like that's when I crave sex the most, is when I'm getting the most foreplay, where I'm like, let's do it. And they're just kind of like teasing it out a little bit. I will like sex a lot more. And it's like,
Blue lips are never a good thing.
Blue lips are never a good thing.
Yeah, it's like blue balls, but for women. Blue lips.
yes.
Like when
It's
you
like,
get,
give it to me.
It's like you get teased so much and then it doesn't happen. It's either can be disappointing or you just put the tip in and then you come. And then
yes.
That, I like that feeling when you just like, it's orgasmic when you finally get it, because you just like, give it to me already.
And
If
then
you
you're trying
had
not
a safe word, what would it be?
to. Banana. I keep learning. Banana.
Carmen?
I don't know what my safe word would be. I probably wouldn't be saying it.
I always say that I don't tap
Everything's
out.
safe with me.
Yeah.
Hashtag Carmen.
The only time I thought I was going to tap out was Dread.
Oh, girl.
He
I
was
bet.
great, but that was the first time I was like, whoa.
Because it was too much.
Well, he's massive.
And you said you have tight pussy, so.
He was so big. I was like, I'm going to do this.
Shit was
You're
gripping.
such a pervert. You're like, well, you said you had a tight pussy.
I'm thinking about it.
I
Just
know.
like,
You, that's right. Yes.
I can picture it now.
True pervert. I love it. I love to see it. I love to embrace it. I love women just being comfortable in their own bodies and just like knowing what you like or
Yeah.
what you don't like and need to tap out of sometimes.
Yeah.
It's
I
okay
do
to
tap
say,
out.
you know what? It's big. And it feels good. All right, next card. Ace of Diamonds. It's a spicy question. Ooh. Most embarrassing thing that's happened to you sexually?
Lord.
I
I know mine right away.
That. You go first.
Mine's bad. Can I talk about anything?
Anything.
Even if it's poop?
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
Oh my God.
We want to know the truth here at Truth with Texas. Get ready
Girl,
after dark.
I got on set with these two guys and it was for content and they're like, can we make it a DP? Like spur of the moment. So of course I'm like, yeah, I love DPs. So I try to do the whole clean out process on set. You know, when you're putting so much, you're not supposed to do all that liquid right then. So I thought I was ready to go. Literally the most embarrassing moment in my life. I started just shitting right there and the male talent was catching it all in his hands. And it was so bad. We had to clean up the bed and everything like that. And then they still, like, we did the scene afterwards. But I'm like, how are you guys having sex with me right now?
He was catching her with his hands.
He was literally like catching it in his hands. Rob Piper, you were a real one. He was literally catching it in his hands.
I love Rob Piper. I can't even talk. Rob Piper is a real one. I hung out with him in AVN one time, and he's the truth. I mean, it does take a real man to be that, and then fucking.
Yeah, I will say that like they were understanding because they obviously they knew like I couldn't do the anal, but they really wanted me to do the anal, and they knew I did it right then, trying for them. But the failing and them seeing the poop and it being right there, and then we had to change the sheets. It just felt
Was that
so
the first person that you shit on?
Definitely not. No. Oh my God. My husband.
Just the most embarrassing.
Yes. Once after AVN, I was so hungover, but we like got breakfast in bed. My husband used bacon grease to like as lube and like put it all on his dick. He was like fucking a plate real quick to get it all full of bacon grease, and then fucked my ass. That bacon grease did something, and I just shit all over him.
Okay, but
It's like a laxative.
what? Why would he put his dick on a fucking plate of bacon grease to
You
lube
didn't
your
have
asshole? You
lube.
can't spit on it?
I don't know. I wanted it in my butt, and I wanted it.
So you told him to do it.
I did.
You made that seem. You threw him out on a fucking boat. You're just like, oh, he did it, bitch. You told him.
I did. I said there's bacon grease, and he's
At
putting his
least he
dick
didn't,
all over the
at least he
place.
didn't use
So
body
it was
scrub.
your fault.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Interesting. That you horny bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, I need it now, so go use that bacon grease.
Girl, gag on it, spit on it, bacon grease. No.
Yeah,
That just
hindsight,
I don't
never
even
again.
eat pork in general, but no.
Never again. Don't use bacon grease out there.
Have you thought of yours yet?
I
She's
forgot.
like, I can't follow up this story. Fuck, I can't.
Yeah, I
Carmen
can't.
really got me on.
I forgot to take a sponge out. And
Oh, no.
I don't know if you girls have ever done that. You can get TSS from it, from the bacteria. So it smelled so bad.
How long
and
was it in there, bitch?
For like 2.5 weeks.
I do not know you had a sponge inside you.
I completely forgot, and I got tested, and I went to the doctor, and they're like, you have no STDs,
But
you don't
you
have
smell.
a yeast infection, but I could smell it, and the guy I was dating was like, babe, I'm sorry, this is really gross. Like, I couldn't even concentrate on fucking because it smelled so bad. And one day, it just popped out of me.
It just what out of you?
It just popped out of me one day. I had no idea that was the case.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
How does it just come out of you
just-
without you getting it out?
I guess it just,
It
wiggled
was
its way out
tired
of
of
my
tired of
cervix.
living the sheltered life and it just jumped out.
I've heard stories of like girls forgetting about sponges, and I remember
I have two, but I've never heard that it came out by itself.
It did.
One, but I've heard people having to go to the hospital to get theirs out because they couldn't get it because it was like stuck into things. And I mean, I don't even want to talk to y'all about that. But I'm like, should have been the sponges. I'm like,
those sponges, man.
But that smell, I was so embarrassed.
Oh, yeah.
And when you go to the doctor and they're telling you there's absolutely nothing wrong with you, and you're like, I know there's something wrong
it's
with
like
me.
you don't smell me.
Oh my god.
All right, craziest place you've ever had sex, Carmen.
Craziest. I have had sex with just thinking about the doctor's office and stuff. Like that's like a very thrilling. Like I would love like I remember he was fucking me like before the doctor got in there.
Was he the doctor? What?
No, he wasn't the doctor. That would be
Oh.
hot too. No, it was like my boyfriend was with me at an appointment, and he was fucking me before the doctor came back in. We didn't finish or anything, but it was very like risky that I liked.
Okay, you like the adrenaline rush.
Yeah, I'm into that. And
You'd like rob a bank with someone if they really wanted you. Bonnie and Clyde shit.
if I had the right dick telling me to rob a bank, I would be like, yes, daddy.
Oh, I love it. Okay, you?
I fucked a taxi driver once.
Oh, girl.
Was it because you didn't want to pay the fee, or is it because you wanted to fuck the taxi driver?
Because I wanted to spite my ex-fiance.
Really did a number on you. You did a lot of things to spite him.
Yeah, and it was just a random taxi driver. We pulled over, and
Did
fucked
you
him.
still
That's
pay
hot.
for your cab?
I did not. But that was not the goal. That was not the goal at all.
That's
I was
a good
horny.
porn
But that would have just been
Cute.
fucked up if he was like, okay, and it's $24.95.
Could you imagine?
I can't. I think there's people out there that
Oh my
would do that.
God.
It's like I'm paying him to fuck.
Oh my god.
Can you give me an example of your dirty talk? Tell Private Talk After Dark. Give us a little sample of your dirty talk. Don't get scared. She's like, please help me, Carmen.
So I'm still learning my dirty talk.
All right, we can have beginner lessons. Come on.
I'll be like, oh my God, I love how hard your cock is. And I'm still learning dirty talk.
Hey, go with it.
And
Don't
it's
over,
usually
I'm going to tell you words of advice. Don't overthink it. Just stay in it. You're doing great. No one's going to tell you or judge you because their cock is hard for you. So let's reset. We're going to have a sexual, think that there is a big cock in front of you right now. What would you tell him? What would you want? Speak to your OnlyFans members out there that may subscribe to you after this.
I would tell him, oh my God, I love your hard fucking cock. I want you to come inside of me because I love feeling your cum drip down my pussy lips.
I love it. Carmen's a freak. She's like, yes, talk to me more. She's like, you're talking about what? All right, let's hear an example of your dirty talk, Miss Little Freak in the streets over there.
I go crazy. Like when I'm getting fucked, like the things I say I would never say when I'm not getting fucked, or like the things I want, but I just want to tell them
we don't need your XR, bitch. Tell us what that dirty talk is.
Just use this pussy. This pussy's all yours. Take it. Fucking fill me up. Breed me. Fucking make me your little slut.
Dirty.
Oh yeah, I want to be filled up.
She said breed me.
Yes. Get me pregnant. Give me that fucking nut. I just want to be filled up like your little slut.
Oh, you one of those. You one of those toxic bitches. You be telling them.
That's why I got 2 kids. I be saying stuff I don't mean.
Until you meant it and you got 2 kids, bitch.
That's why I need to stop. I need to cool it and not talk like that anymore.
You're like, can I have a muzzle, please? I don't need to talk.
I'd be going crazy.
I love it. All right. Last card, guys. We already know what it is. It's a naughty question, the spades, which is our favorite here. Private Talk After Dark. Last questions for you, ladies. Choked or spanked?
Both.
One or the other. You can't have both. If you had a no,
Choked.
Choked. Okay,
Yes.
There we go.
Choke me till I pass out.
Yes.
Handcuffs or blindfold?
Blindfold.
Blindfold too.
She's like blindfold. I love it. Oral sex, sloppy or clean?
Slappy as fuck.
It gotta be slappy.
Mile High Club?
Not yet.
I haven't yet either, but they actually do rent out jets in Vegas. You can rent them and you can fuck in them and do whatever you want. So
Of course, Vegas. You have everything everyone needs to offer. Why go anywhere?
Yes.
The
So
start of a very good friendship.
yeah.
Like, wow.
Have you ever hooked up with a friend's sibling?
Yes.
I've hooked up with a sister's boyfriend, if that counts.
Have you ever hooked up with someone's dad?
Someone's dad?
Well, we all know
I
someone's
haven't.
dad.
No,
but
I'm
a
like-
friend of someone.
When I used to drink, I was the worst friend. I would fuck all my friends' boyfriends.
Bitch.
That's why I can't. I'm 8 years sober because I would fuck all my friends' boyfriends. It was
So
like a
you have no
thing.
friends.
No long-term friends. All my friends are like, why won't you party with me? I'm like, trust me, you don't want that.
You're a man and you need to stay
Yes.
that quarantine fucking standard 6 feet. I don't know. I don't even think 6 feet is good enough for you.
Yeah, no, I always want what I can't have. And when I drink, I'm like, I'm going for it.
Interesting. Have you ever? No, I know all that questions. Hold on. Let me ask. Biggest turnoff.
I don't like douchebags. Like pompous douchebags.
But you just said you dated a bunch of
Exactly.
them,
So I don't. I'm
why she's
obviously
single.
crazy. Yeah. I'm definitely.
Douchebag, stay away from her OnlyFans account and her Instagram and all those social media. She doesn't want you. She wants a real man.
I want a gentleman. A
That's going
freaky
to allow
gentleman.
her to cheat, but not cheat, but be openly in a relationship that's going to be serving to the both of you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Biggest turnoff is when a guy is like, his dick smell. Like, I can't, like.
His dick what?
Smells. Like,
Oh.
you know, like, I just can't put it in my mouth. I don't want to fuck you no
But
more.
bitch, why do you want to put a smelly dick in your mouth?
Exactly. I mean,
that
like,
means there's something wrong with it. That's a clear red flag.
It's happened on
Please
set.
don't put me in your mouth. He's like, just do it. No,
Yes.
it's just no.
On set, sometimes it's happened. Then, like, you know, I'm
What do you? No, I don't know.
You've never had a smelly dick on set?
No.
Lucky.
Because for me, like, I've had uncomfortable situations, but the only uncomfortable situation that I had, like, And I get it, because it's like, because back then with me, it was like we were doing pictures first before you do video, right? So then they were doing the blowjob pics, and then I'm like, oh no, I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. So I went and I talked to, it was Mark Kramer at the time, because he worked for Digital Playground. Like, so I don't know if he's like what their production manager, assistant, I don't know what the fuck we got to talk to on set. So I was like, there's something wrong with his dick. Yeah. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, there's something like on his dick, like there's bumps.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, I'm not putting it in my mouth. So, but I'm not also obligated to tell you that, because that's embarrassing to me and it's not my situation. So it's the uncomfortability level. So that's why I approached him. So they went and they told him, again, awkward, because he's still going to know who it fucking came from.
Exactly.
I never worked with this person ever again, mind you. Well, I didn't want to after the excuses. Yeah. But he was like, there's nothing wrong with my dick. This is what my dick looks like. And I said, clearly, then your dick has been fucked up for a long time. Because clearly this is something wrong. And if you're going to sit here and tell me that I'm wrong for telling you that, I'm just good. So I left.
Yeah.
I never worked with him again, but I was set in my ways, whatever. But like, no, I'm not putting a smelly, weird looking dick inside of me. Like, I don't get paid that much money, bitch, to make me feel like I don't give a fuck how much money you pay me.
And you know, I actually had that same situation happen with a girl where during pictures, I could smell her pussy through her panties really, really bad. And I took a break, told him, and the director told the girl to douche, and it still smelled bad. So he actually redid the whole scene where I was just like the aggressor, like kind of fucking her face a little bit with my pussy, like, and I was like the dominant one, so I didn't have to eat her out because her pussy smelled so bad.
I would have canceled the scene.
Yeah, it was bad.
Like, no, like, I love sex. I love the industry. I love being like everything, and like I've learned so many things from, you know, people, like you said, like sexually, like things that I've known. But there's certain things, like not all money is good money. And sometimes there's a thing of like setting boundary and precedence of like, you know what? I'll redo this scene with you. Like, you know, the day that you had your accident with the people that you feel horrible about your ass thing, but they still fucked you. But like, but today's not the day. You know what I mean? Like, God. You figure out whatever. And again, it's uncomfortable. But what I think is crazy to me, and not only in the sex industry, but just sex in general, even our personal lives, is why is it okay that we just think it's okay just to fuck someone, but it's awkward when we say, hey, can we not do that? I don't like that. Or can you do this more? It's whatever. It's because we should be allowed to speak up and communicate to our partners and tell us what we like and don't like, because that's what enhances our sex, not the reverse. Because if you can't speak to your partner who's fucking you, then they shouldn't be inside of you.
Right. Yeah.
Food for thought.
I love it. I love it. Preach. I need to like have that on like a little audio reel. I'm just going to play to myself like, yes,
well,
girl.
now you have this episode of Private Talk After Dark here that you're going to replay that all the time. And I hope all of you guys are replaying it, because you should listen to it more than once, because there's a lot of gems in here. We've learned a lot of stuff. I appreciate you ladies. Is there anything that you would like to ask me before you leave Private Talk After Dark?
I have a question.
Yes.
So you said you only do solo on your OnlyFans?
I do.
Is there any, like, do you ever see yourself working with another girl or a guy on your OnlyFans again?
I never say never for anything. For me, I've just been in phases of my life where I've been doing different things. I've never shamed away from the industry, even though I don't work in like for other companies and working like, you know, girl guy kind of situation in the industry. I've never announced I was retired. I never said anything like that. It's because I didn't like the stipulations of, oh, I mean, I come back or whatever. I just didn't know. So for me, it was like when I wasn't having fun anymore, I wasn't going to do it. So I never say never. I have been open to the idea of working with maybe ladies and kind of seeing where that goes with. But for me, it's like, it is also a big thing where when you work for yourself for so long and many years and you only have to work on your own timeline, it's very different because people's schedules, people's, you know, things, there's just a lot of variables, but I'm not closed off to it. It may happen. I'm not sure. It just depends on the right situation and the right scenarios.
Cool.
I would just ask if you were, since I'm newer in the industry, if you'd give me one piece of advice, being as successful as you are, what would it be?
Thank you. I appreciate that. For me, I would say stay humble. Remember where you came from. Remember that you can't take it back. So be mindful of everything that you choose and choose not to do. And it's okay to say no. And don't ever feel like you have to be forced to do anything you don't want to, because it's your body and it's your right.
Right.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Can you make your ass clap? Does your ass clap? Like in your private, not asking you to do it, but like, can you make your ass clap?
My ass definitely claps. I'm just thinking of my outfit to know that if it would clap. I don't
It's
know.
hard in outfits like
and
that.
This because it's like very whatever. But maybe when we take pictures, I'm sorry, Patreon, but maybe the next episode
like,
I'll wear something a little
that?
more like clap worthy.
I'm over here. I'm like, I watched you walk to the bathroom earlier, and I'm like, I bet she can make
Girl,
her ass clap.
I already know you're gonna go home and masturbate to me.
You already know.
You're to fuck your husband to me. I already know, girl. I can see the way you give those fuck me eyes over there. Be like, do you want to do content with me? Basically, as though she just asked, but she thinks that I'm dumb private talk. But I know what her intentions were. No, but I love it. Please tell us your social medias, your whatever platform you want us to support. We want to hear it all. Caitlin?
I'm Twitter, which has recently got suspended, but hopefully will come back, is Caitlin Bell XXX, and it's Caitlin with the C and an I, no L, or Y in my name. My OnlyFans is also Caitlin Bell XXX. My Instagram is Caitlin is naughty. And my backup Instagram is Caitlin is naughty now.
You're going to get deleted on Instagram with that name.
They don't like naughty on Instagram. They don't. What is your social media? Beautiful.
So my OnlyFans is onlykarmen.com, and Carmen's with a K. And then I'm Real Carmen on Instagram and TikTok for now until they delete me. And then Carmen Karma on Twitter.
All right, there you have it, guys. Go make sure you support these lovely ladies. Thank you for listening to us and all our crazy stories. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe and you are enjoying this fucking page because I know I am.
Yeah,
until next time.